Today I'm sharing with you the iconic Chinatown of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I am loving Kuala Lumpur. Even the summer cold can't ruin my time here, and that's because the city is so awesome. It is green, it is clean, it has fantastic architecture, people, and the food has been fantastic. Today I want to share with you where I'm staying, which is Chinatown. So Chinatown is a historic area here, but still a working place where people go to shop. It's also a place where a lot of tourists go to stay because, like me, they want to be close to the good food. So today I'm just going to walk around, share with you the street art, the food, and we're going to start it with Central Market, which opened in 1888. It's an Art Deco style, and today it's home to a great Saturday artisan market. Good morning from Chinatown in Kuala Lumpur. Today we had grand plans to go to a hawker style place, do all this kind of stuff, but it's Saturday. I'm still getting over my cold, and so we thought, why don't we take it easy? Let's explore the neighborhood that we're staying in. We are starting in Central Market. Central Market is really interesting because it's actually like a art and design market that you'll find here. A lot of locals here, some tourists. But if you're looking for kind of non-cheesy souvenirs, this is the place to get it. There's some cool things. And then also, I saw postcards, which I still send. Lots of little food vendors, like little artisans. It's a pretty cool place and not as touristy. It doesn't feel junky or touristy. It actually looks like you're supporting local entrepreneurs. First day I arrived in KL, I said let's get postcards and mail them right away because I don't want to run out of time at the end. And then I kept looking for the best postcard ever. It's our last day. It's a Saturday, and it looks like we can't buy stamps anywhere. I don't know, it's all in Malaysian, but it's not looking good when all the doors behind me are dark. So go to the main entrance like normal people at Malaysia Post Office and you can get a stamp. And then you can put it in this old school, oh, so cool. I am so excited. It was only 90 cents for an international stamp. So that's 90 cents ringgit, which is, I don't know, I'll do the calculation below. But I was gonna lick a stamp and Alan was like, no, we need to use the glue. Maxim Sawyer. All right, we did it. The most important thing we had to do was mail Maxim Sawyer and Alan's sister Nana a postcard. It's a surprise for her, but I hope Maxim and Sawyer know that I'm going to try to send them postcards. Every country that I can go to that has a decent mail system or has a mail system, places like Colombia, they don't even have mail anymore. And in Indonesia, I think they said it was going to cost me $40 to send a postcard. So they've never received one from there. We are hungry. It is lunchtime. And so we're gonna try to get some Malaysian food. Now, I've seen a spot for nasi kandar, which I think is like a fish head rice dish, maybe? Gulai, so it's a curry. And then also there's nasi lemak, which is kind of the national dish here. Nasi lemak is not actually a dish, but a style of eating. And they have the same dish in Indonesia, but it's called nasi padang. So we're going to see what we can find first, because I asked Alan which he preferred. He said, whatever we can find first is the one that we'll eat. And so that's what we're doing right now. Fortunately, in this neighborhood, you don't go very far without finding food. The architecture in this neighborhood is so interesting. Like the Central Market, I think, is Art Deco. You see a lot of these different tiling, and it's just a really beautiful area to be in. This place could be touristy simply because It's in a beautiful area, but you know what? That doesn't mean it's not going to be good. All right, so just outside the market is a spot for nasi kandar, which is the fish head curry. But when we got here, we noticed they also have nasi lemak. Now, as I said, nasi lemak, national dish, but it's more of a style of eating. So like nasi padang, you will see the food in front of you, you choose it, you pay based on what you order. It starts off with rice. I never get the rice, don't hate me. Rice doesn't make me full. We decided actually, I saw that they had biryani, which Alan loves. So we decided instead to get biryani, and we were gonna plus up because they've got kambing or goat curry. They have squid, egg, and then this Indian donut type thing. I can't remember what it is, but it's savory and it's fantastic. And then I needed to have some cucumber and cabbage. Oh, good. A little bit spicy, but it's really, really good. Really good. Now, because we plussed up with the biryani, the goat, all of these things, it costs more. So this, with 2 drinks, is 45 Malaysian ringgit. However, they had a lot more affordable options here. I think the nasi lemak starts at 450. So you could get a very simple meal on a budget here, or you could splurge, and it's still only 45 ringgit. This is a great spot. This is a market specifically for tourists. So you're going to have to know how to bargain hard, because the prices to begin with are actually quite expensive. Maybe not in your country, but here is not the best place to find some of these goods. But in a pinch, if you need a bag, if you need a watch, some jewelry, some perfume, you can get it here. You know, it's interesting to travel with Alan because he's Indonesian. Foods here, a lot of them also exist in Indonesia under different names. Some food he doesn't know, but a lot of food he does. And so it's always interesting to get his perspective on if he thinks something is good or not. We passed by this sandwich, which I've seen the last 2 days. I really wanted to try because the store behind it has been open since 1978, and they make sweet, salty, cured pork. So they make the bak kwa, and then they also make this pork floss. Those are both cured pork products. And in front, they have a little stand where they put it together for you. You can get it with egg, with a number of different things. I just wanted the classic, the pork floss, the bak kwa, and then this soft bun. It has, I think, a little bit of chili sauce on it, but very simple, classic. The bun is so soft. It's just sweet, salty, porky, only 7 ringgit. This is just a great snack. But now we really do need beer because this is perfect with beer. Now compared to Indonesia, outside of Bali of course, I'm shocked at how many tourists are here, far more than in Indonesia. You know, Bali is overcrowded, overpriced, over everything right now, but the rest of Indonesia is pretty quiet. A lot of the tourism is still national tourism, and certainly in West Sumatra you only see a handful of people, but this place, maybe because also we're in Chinatown, so many tourists. But this is a really great spot for tourists to stay just because it's easy, it's walkable, it's right next to public transportation. Yeah, it's nice to see tourism come back. So we are really struggling finding a spot this afternoon to have a beer that's not from the convenience store, but also not $10 a beer. So most places around here don't open up until the evening. There are apparently a lot of speakeasies here, a lot of cocktail bars are very trendy, but just to go to a place and have an afternoon beer like out of a can, every spot is like a tourist spot. So we're like, we're like the local Chinese men drinking beer. That's what we're trying to find. All right, so as I was thinking, manifesting. Where are the Chinese men in this neighborhood drinking? The old men, I know they're having beer somewhere because it's 3 o'clock, it's hot, it's a Saturday. And I thought, we have been there before. So we have been to this food court twice so far. This is our third time. We came here for breakfast. It was great. There are a number of stalls here. Everybody serves something different. Yesterday we came for lunch, and not here, but just a stall kind of on the outside, less overhead, so it was a little bit cheaper. And then I said, let's just check out the food court, because there is a woman who sells all the drinks. And I remembered this food court actually has Carlsberg branding. So they have a number of different types of Carlsberg beer, including this, which is Skol. We got it for 18 ringgit, considerably less than the very trendy, vibey bars in this area. Because we're not on holiday, because we're traveling long term, this is supposed to be just like a cheap layover until we go to Vietnam. We can't be spending a lot of money on watery beer. This is perfect. Right now in Asia, in the afternoons, it gets pretty hot. So it's not even just about having a beer, it's about just sitting down, relaxing. Otherwise, you would just go back to your hotel room and sleep. So we're gonna relax, and then hopefully all of the Instagrammers left some of the alleys that I can show you the street art, and then night in Chinatown. Now, anyone who's been to Kuala Lumpur will recommend this spot. It's an alley behind Jalan Petaling. And it starts with a bridge, and of course everybody wants their Instagram photos here, so I think we'll stop and show you what the reality is like, the Instagram reality of going through here. If you want to come here, I think here it is. It's called Kwai Chai Hong. And it's really beautiful. So I think the idea here is it shows you the life of the area from the 1960s through street art. You pass this gorgeous bridge, and then there are a number of restaurants on one side. So this is the daily life of people here in the 1960s. You see a man right there behind her, kids playing marbles. I think it's a great idea to kind of preserve the history of here, remind people where they're from. Certainly people are loving it. They're making their way back to this alley to take these pictures. So it's nice. I mean, I love street art, but having it mean something culturally is even better. Having just spent so much time in India, I see and recognize a lot of the same clothing, like the same styles, the same patterns. So it's either coming from India or China. And these kinds of markets aren't as interesting once you start to see a lot of them. Just because it's like, oh, I could get knockoff sneakers, but those sneakers will only last you a month. I could get a knockoff wallet, but that's gonna fall apart in 2 months. So sometimes I'm not interested in name brands, and sometimes it's not worth it just to get the junk. I don't know how it was made, but it was not made well. You think you're getting a deal, but it never lasts. Alan is on the hunt for a tattoo shop that he saw. Every time we go to a tourist area, he thinks about getting a tattoo. And he's looking for one that is a traditional marking from his island, Wat Sumatra. And so I always say to him, one, don't get a tattoo in a tourist shop. And then number two, maybe you should get someone from your area to do it, since it has such important meaning. So he said this time he's not going to get one, he's just going to go and look. Supposed to be a lot of really cool speakeasies, hidden bars here. We are shutting it down, getting some chocolate, heading home, and that's because tomorrow we have a big travel day, and I'm hoping that this cold goes away. So I hope you have subscribed to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video in a new country.
Patreon community for more behind the scenes and exclusive content you won't find elsewhere. You can also find me on Instagram, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All of these things make my day. Thank you so much for your support.